Ralston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome to game number 3 here today from Starion Bank Field as part of the Region 1 baseball tournament. Welcome to our pregame show as well, brought to you in part by IRE Insurance. I'm Chase Miller with you as we get to now the losers portion of our bracket here today. Winners bracket saw a couple of come-from-behind victories by the higher seeds, with Northern Cass defeating Lisbon and Central Cass defeating the Kinder Vikings. Will that be the case for our last 2 games here this evening? This one features the number 5 seed, the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, head coach by Justin Petrick, going up against the number 8 seed in the Enderlin Eagles. Head coach is Kevin Bratlin here today for the Enderlin Eagles. Going back through the matchups from what happened yesterday, Enderlin went to Hunter, North Dakota, and lost in 5 against Northern Cass 11-0, while Oak Grove went down to Lisbon and lost to the Broncos by a final of 13-3. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the starting pitch, the opening lineups, that and more still to come on our pregame show, here brought to you in part by IRE Insurance from Starion Bank Field on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Did you know that there are several different types of crop hail insurance policies? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with IRE Insurance. We at IRE Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an IRE Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at ireins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at IRE.
IRE Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
As we continue on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by IRE Insurance, the Enderlin Eagles have finished with their warm-ups as the umpires are coming on the field, which means it's now time to get you ready for the first pitch here in just a few moments. Again, pregame brought to you in part by IRE Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at IRE Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to ireinsurance.com to get a free quote started today. The Enderlin Eagles here in this matchup in terms of their win-loss record on the season, 2-17, while for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers at 5-11 here for Oak Grove. As we go through what happened earlier this season between the two clubs, taking a look at what Oak Grove was able to do, and the Enderlin Eagles against one another, matching up back on April the 22nd, a 13-9 win for the Oak Grove Grovers. And then they also picked up a win in that doubleheader against the Eagles, 12-4. So 2-0 this season here for the Grovers against the Enderlin Eagles, where there have been a good variety of runs. The Grovers have scored 25 in 2 games, while you had 13 scored on the opposite side for the Enderlin Eagles in their couple of matchups here today in this contest. As we'll take a quick break and we come back after this, the opening pitch is just around the corner as we're talking over some of the sight lines here around Starion Baseball Field, Starion Bank Baseball Field, and what kind of is in play and out of play as well. We'll get to that in a moment. Around the corner next here between the Eagles and the Grovers in Fargo.
There's a new Inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
As we get you ready here for the starting lineups on our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance, Carson Gruba, the junior center fielder, Wesson Clausen, the sophomore catcher. You'll have Jacob Simbira, the senior pitcher, followed by Orion Adargo, the junior shortstop. Ethan Simbira, the sophomore first baseman, with Cole Fury, the third baseman, batting sixth, the freshman. Gabe Hoy, the sophomore designated hitter, batting seventh. Braden Lemnis, the senior right fielder, batting eighth. Carson Diley, the sophomore second baseman, and Aiden Chamberlain will be in left field here today for the Enderlin Eagles. Alvin in left with Meidinger in center, Butenhoff in right, Winter at first, Wendable at second, Doctor at shortstop, as Hagvig's at third base, Dietz behind the plate. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Opening pitch here today, as the first pitch is going to be at 5:12. 5:12 for the opening pitch. Looking to bunt, hits one up the first base line. That'll go foul. Our first pitch here brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway, as Norman County Raceway will be going to tickets available at normancounty.raceway.com, as you can check out some of the World of Outlaw late models in Ada on June the 28th. Again, our first pitch brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedways. This one misses out of the zone. 2-1 on the way to Carson Gruba. Both teams wearing their top in terms of black uniforms for their top portion here, as this one will be foul back. It's now 2-2. Jack Bjornson on the hill today for head coach Justin Petrick in the Oak Grove Grovers. The Grovers the 5, the Enderlin Eagles the 8 seed. The winner of this has a date with the Kindred Vikings upcoming on Saturday afternoon. Off-speed pitch out in front, and Jack gets the strikeout. That'll be strikeout number 1 on the Bank North scoreboard here in the top of the first inning. This will be now Weston Clausen coming up to the plate. Clausen, the sophomore catcher, due up here now for the Enderlin Eagles, as Jack Bjornson sees this one hit on the ground. That'll go to the third baseman, Hegvig. Hegvig goes across the diamond for the out, 5-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. Here's what the weather conditions are for the afternoon and now into the early evening in Fargo. Kind of have partly cloudy skies with the sun rolling through, 67 degrees. As it's supposed to just get a little chillier throughout the night, and fingers crossed rain is done. Hopefully this can be like the Lisbon and Northern Cass game where they got started and no delays after having a couple of delays in the Central Cass and Kindred, as Ethan Simbira swung on and missed. The opposing pitcher here today against Bjornson, it's now 0-1. Grovers We'll see this now 0-2 as well. No balls, 2 strikes. Season on the line in this game and in our next contest with the Ball Stars and the Oaks Tornadoes. Here's the 0-2. This was going to be hit down the left field line. This one is slicing, and that'll be down for a base knock as Jacob Simbiro will round first, and he'll have a 2-out single here for the Enderlin Eagles. So a base knock aboard, as now it's Dargo. As Dargo here, the cleanup batter. Someone, in terms of 9-man football, is tough to bring down as well for the Enderlin Eagles, as he will come up to the plate here for the shortstop. As the wind continues to whip around and howl. As throughout the course of the day, we saw shorts and T-shirts to folks now who are kind of in winter attire. This one is laced down the right field line, as that one will be down for a base knock. Butenhoff will come in and throw it. Back-to-back 2-out singles here on the Enderlin Eagles. Got a little something brewing here against Bjornsson. As Simbira stands at third base. Orion now at first. Runners at the corners here for the Enderlin Eagles, and it's Ethan Simbira, the sophomore first baseman, coming on now for the Enderlin Eagles. So after a strikeout of Gruba, a ground out of Clausen, Simbira and Dargo are aboard, as the sophomore first baseman in Ethan Simbira now has a chance to drive in a run here for the Enderlin Eagles. Both teams lost in 5 yesterday. Here's the pitch. Ronner going to go from first to second in Dargo. That misses on the zone for a ball. It's now 1-0, so runners in scoring position for the Enderlin Eagles. Great A opportunity with 2 outs here in the first inning. This will be hit down the third base line, just foul. What could possibly have been a bases clearing extra base hit maybe for Simbira's foul. It's now 1-1. Going back through these particulars here today in terms of the Enderlin Eagles and who they pitched yesterday. Weston Clausen with 52 and Cole Fury with 69 pitches. And then Clausen with 52. Well, for the Oak Grove Grovers against the Enderlin Eagles, you had Hegvig throw 39. Butenhoff threw 42. And Wendable threw 28 for the Grovers. Here's the 1-1 offering on the way. This will be hit to the shortstop. Doctor able to glove it there. Doctor throws it across in time to Winter. 6-3 on the putout. The 2-out rally goes awry. No runs, 2 hits, no errors with 2 runners left. We have played a half inning on the Bank North scoreboard. Enderlin scoreless, Oak Grove coming to the plate.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning, first time for Jacob Simbira to be on the mound here today, as he will go through this lineup here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers here in this one for their starting 9, as the Grovers are the home team as it will be throughout the course of the tournament, the higher seed, no matter what particular game it is, here in Starion Bank Field will be the home team on the lineup, as they will go like this. Noah Meidinger, the junior center fielder. Grayson Doctor batting second. The senior shortstop was Zach Winter, the junior first baseman. And then you have Elliot Butenhoff will be in the cleanup spot in the right field here today for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. This one comes in, and having to try to scamper out of the way was Meidinger, but that will be a hit by pitch on the first one of the game. And on the first throw, you will see Meidinger at first base. From there, Hagvig will be batting fifth, Bjornsson sixth, Jack Dietz will be batting seventh, Foster Lord, the designated hitter, eighth. You have Mr. Olvin batting ninth, and then Carter Wendable will be playing second base, as this one missing low. It's now 1-0. Chamberlain in left with Gruba in center, Lemnis in right here today for the Enderlin Eagles. We'll get to their infield and catcher here in a moment. Jacob Simbira, the lefty, tossing. Runner's going to go and break for second, sliding in safely. The throw gets by the second baseman, so going from second to third will be Meininger after the errant throw by Clausen into center field. As you will see this now with the stolen base, get into second, then the errant throw again makes its way towards third. As you'll see, 2 balls, no strikes here for Grayson Doctor, and just like that, a runner at third base. This one missing out of the zone. It's now 3-0. 3-0 pitch, looking to bunt, as he will take the strike back, and sometimes with a 3-0, you just throw it out there. Doctor, obviously someone, too, that we're waiting to see when and or if will pitch here for the Grovers in this particular one. That one missing for a ball, 5-pitch walk, so a hit by pitch, then a walk. So you got runners at the corners right now with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning, as it's Zach Winter, the junior first baseman, will dig in now here for the Grovers. As we will see Simbira have a couple Grovers on. This one going to get by for a moment. Clausen behind the plates, as it will be a ball. They will stay put. It's 1-0. Fury again at third base. Dargo at short. Diley at second. Ethan Simbira at first base here for the Enderlin Eagles. Runners at the corners for the Oak Grove Grovers here in this one. As this one will be a strike. A steal going into second base will be Doctor, and that will be 1 ball and 1 strike. So it was a 2-out rally that went awry for the Enderlin Eagles in the top of the first. For the Grovers, 2 runners on. This one will be hit down the first baseline. Foul is now 1-2, as the Grovers will look to take the first run of the game on the Bank North scoreboard with a potential base hit. Well, the old adage in baseball, walks haunt, and that's exactly what the Grovers are hoping happens here, as this is slashed foul up the third base line. This Fargo Oak Grove team co-oping with Shanley when it comes to football. Their basketball team in Division A with Kyle Card under the guidance there. As this one will miss, it's now 2-2 on the way. Scattered lineup, handful of seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, as this one is skied in the infield. We'll see Clausen remove the mask, and he will have to talk with the pitcher, and those two will collide. Can't make the play with Simbira and Clausen having to play the sun, the wind. Haven't said the sun too much here today at Starion Bank Field, but unfortunate there for the Enderlin Eagles. That one was out of play, so it won't count in the infield. It will be just another strike, but regardless, the Oak Grove Grovers catch a break here with Zach Winter. We saw earlier with Metzger and also out in right field with the Northern Cass Jaguars. Saw a little run-in and collision there with Hansen, as this one's going to be hit up the first base line. That's going to be through, and that's going to be a base knock. Winter, well, the bases clearing hit as he makes his way towards second. It's a 2 RBI double, and the Oak Grove Grovers have taken a 2-0 lead on the Bank North scoreboard. That one right down the line under the glove of Ethan Simbira. Coming in to score is Meininger. Doctor comes in to score as well. Winter makes it a 2-0 game. So Winter does indeed have the RBI double, and the walks do come in and haunt. Elliot Butenhoff will come on now for the freshman. Butenhoff here out in right field. Oliver will be due up next for Hagvig, the third baseman, as this one's going to be hit to the opposite third baseman. And Fury comes in, good glove and catch there. They get the out. So one down, but a quality productive out as they move the runner up to third base as well, with Winter with some savvy base running, just seeing the play in front of him. Able to get up there sooner rather than later here. As the sophomore third baseman and Hagvig due up now here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. The lefty Simbira with the pitch. This one is laced up the first baseline foul. Kyle Card just to kind of scamper out of the way. Looks to be all right. It's now 0-1. The senior here with Jack Dietz a little bit later on. Been a Fargo Oak Grove Grover consistent player here in multitude of sports as well. Trying to keep his senior season alive here for the Grovers. 1 strike here to Butenhoff. This Oak Grove team has kind of been the last couple of years. We've mentioned a lot of Northern Casts, Kindred, and Central Casts in the region, but this Oak Grove team has thrown a wrench or two in at times, kind of being one of those last 3-4 teams still alive here, trying to knock on the door, and they will do that as well. You would expect with a win here today, if they can get by the Enderlin Eagles, that you more than likely would see the pitcher of a Grayson Doctor who has yet pitched here in this Region 1 baseball tournament. And that would be a matchup with the Vikings if, again, the Grovers could beat the Enderlin Eagles. Simbira with a nice strike on the 3-1 count to Butenhoff. It's now 3-2. Runner at third base is Winter. One down here in the bottom of the first inning. The Grovers with a 2-0 lead. Swung on and miss. They'll have to go the other way as the catcher kind of looks back to runner. And they just kind of waited. There was no throw as the catcher the entire time by Clausen was looking back to runner at third, and Winter just scampered down the line enough to keep having Clausen taking a look. Simbira did eventually cover home plate, but he didn't want to throw to first to have the run come in. So all of a sudden now you got runners at the corners, and their strikeout does happen of Butenhoff, but he reaches first base regardless. And after a hit by pitch and a walk, the Grovers essentially with some new life here with an extra out in the inning, as well as this one misses low to Hagvig. It's 1-0. So you had a pop-out opportunity for Winter on the very next pitch. He hit one down the first base line for a double, and now you get an extra out here for the Grovers. Can they add to it? There's the throw. It goes back to the pitcher. Getting into second base will be Butenhoff, and now there's runners at second and third. 1 strike on the way to Hagvig here for the sophomore third baseman. And if you're the Grovers, you got an opportunity to climb on top of the Eagles, as this one missing out of the zone 2-1 and trying to get an early couple of runs. But a developing theme here today has been the team that has scored first has lost. For what we saw with the Lisbon Broncos and the Kindred Vikings, saw a couple of come from behind victories by the number 1 and the number 2 seed here in this region tournament. So the Enderlin Eagles will try to keep that trend going in game number 3, but they are the low seed here against the Grovers. That'll miss out of the zone, makes the count full. Now 3-2, infield in here for Enderlin. Batter number 5, a hit by pitch, a walk, a double, a strikeout, but no throw down to first to finish off the out. The Grovers will hit a line drive base hit into center field. Gruba comes in. 1 run comes in to score. Butenhoff on his horse into home plate. The throw not going to be in time. It's a bases clearing 2 RBI double by Hagvig. A single by Hagvig, which makes it a 4-0 lead. As the Grovers will come on here to make it a 4-0 contest. So Hagvig gets 2 runs driven in. So Winter with 2 RBIs. You got 2 RBIs as well for Hagvig to make it a 4-0 contest here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. As Hagvig comes on here, and now we'll have a courtesy runner with McCullough, the freshman, at first base. So the old adage in baseball, too, you give a team an extra out or two, the good teams will make you pay. As now you'll have McCullough making his way on the pick play, having a chance to go to second. So runner will be at second base now on another error by the Enderlin Eagles, as Jack Bjornson will be coming on here. Thanks to Dave Klunt as well, letting us know about Mr. Grayson Doctor, again, being shut down here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers for the rest of the season. So Oak Grove, again, Clausen and Fury have thrown so far when it comes to the Enderlin Eagles. Well, Hagvig, Butenhoff, and Wendable all pitched 42, 39, and 28 pitches against the Lisbon Broncos. Is this going to be a base knock into short left field? Jack Bjornsson gets the base hit. McCullough will round third. He will come in to score. And then making his way to second base, here's Bjornsson, takes the big lead turn there. And coming in will be McCullough as Bjornsson gets a run driven in. It's 5-0 in favor of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Kevin Brotland's going to talk it over with his pitcher on the mound. We will take a quick break with him as looks like there will be a pitching change indeed, and it looks like the shortstop Dargo will come on and pitch now here for the Enderlin Eagles. So 5 runs in the bottom of the first here for the Grovers. They've had an extra out or two, and they have made Enderlin pay here on your liveevent.com.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Bottom of the first inning here on yourliveevent.com. The Fargo Oak Grove Grovers with a 5-0 lead over the Enderlin Eagles right now. Simbira, and third of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs. He is on the hook for the runner at second base right now with Bjornsson. You did have a walk and a hit by pitch and a strikeout here for Simbira for the Enderlin Eagles. So 5 runs for Oak Grove as Dargo will come on here. Throws this one, and that'll run in and hit Dietz. As you'll see the runner aboard now on this one. Coming up to the plate here will be Beck Olvin. As the runner at first is Foster Lord. After a hit by a pitch, 5-0, your score right now. 1 down. This one's going to be hit towards the hole at first. Trying to get the run there. The throw from Ethan Simbira off the glove of Dargo. Coming in to score here for the Grovers. As they will add another run here for Fargo Oak Grove. And coming in to score will be Lincoln Machaya. So Machaya able to come in and score. And from there, the Oak Grove Grovers will come up back with Noah Meidinger. So still just 1 down here in the first inning as Meidinger will hit for the second time. Hit by pitch his last time up. As you'll have runners at the corners right now here for the Grovers. As this one is in there for a strike, it's 0-1. So another error on the way here for the Enderlin Eagles. They've had 4 of them so far here today. As the runner is going to go to second base, and he will be up there. Foster Lord at third, back at second. Meininger coming up here to the plate. And getting out of the way. It's now 1-2. For Fargo Oak Grove, 6 runs across as they have runners in scoring position here. This one will be hit and foul, as we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. A couple of runs driven in by Winter, a couple of runs driven in by Haugen as well. Here's the 1-2 offering on the way to the leadoff batter. This one's going to be popped up to the new shortstop, Gruba and Diley. Diley, then the second baseman, sees it come in and able to reach to first base here. So the wind carrying that one has looked like it was going to go to the shortstop. Then Diley just couldn't play that one. So a base hit here for Meininger as Doctor with a walk. Stolen base and a run scored here. Worked the count. 3-1 his last time up. Takes a strike. It's now 0-1. Bases full here of Grovers in the bottom of the first inning. As Dargo throws one out of the zone. It's 1-1. Both for the Grovers and Enderlin Eagles had to sit around for quite some time to get to this particular contest. Scheduled to start at 3. Came in at 5:12 as this one is hit up the third baseline foul at now 1-2. Kind of waiting in between that rain delay as much as any other team. Waiting to see what the Ball Stars and the Oaks Tornadoes, who had to make their way to Fargo here for some of the farthest travel, as this is a fly ball that's going to be hit towards right field. The right fielder will come in and can't make the glove in front of Lemnis. Coming in to score will be 1 run, as everybody will move up station to station here. Foster Lord comes in to score here for the Oak Grove Grovers. And another base hit on the way is Doctor here for the Grovers, able to make his way at first. Alvin stands at third, Meininger at second. Now it's to Zach Winter here for the Grovers in their lineup. Twelfth batter to the plate here for the Oak Grove Grovers. This one is in there for a strike. It's 0-1, 7-0. Now your score still bases full of Grovers here in the first inning. Off-speed pitch, that'll miss for a ball. It's 1-1. Top of the first. Enderlin Eagles had a chance for a little 2-out rally, couldn't bring them in, and now the Grovers making them pay as this one is hit out to Simbira in left center. Simbira will chase it into the gap, able to glove it there. The lead runner will come in and score here with Alvin. It's a sacrifice fly for Winter. As Winter gets his third run driven in, Alvin comes in to score out number 2 now of the inning, and it's an 8-0 lead here for the Grovers. As Butenhoff will hit for the second time. He struck out, but got on base, stole a base, and then was able to come in and score earlier here in the first. As Ryan Dargo throws outside for a ball, it's 1-0. 8 runs across, 6 hits so far here in the inning for Enderlin Eagle Airs. Has allowed the Grovers to really open this game up as this one is hit foul as it's 1-1. All about today and tomorrow for these last 2 games with these teams is survive in advance mode. You lose, your season comes to a close. You win, you're guaranteed at least another game under the sun. Here's the 1-1 pitch. I'll run in and hit him. Butenhoff will take first base, and he's aboard for the second time. And now there will be bases full after the lead runner, again, on the last batter, came in to score here with Alvin. So Meininger at third, Doctor at second, Butenhoff at first base. As we'll see Oliver coming up, as Butenhoff will give Kyle Card some of the arm pads and make sure he's good to roll. As Hagvig will hit one up the first base line, that'll go foul. Then the co-op of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Ross, Holt, Lidgerwood, and Tinta coming up. The Ball Stars against the Oaks Tornadoes. The 0-1 pitch swung on out of the zone. It's now 0-2. So Hagvig able to reach base with a run scored his first time up here earlier in the inning. This one will be hit to the second baseman, a 3 hopper. Diley able to glove it, 4-3 on the put-out to retire the side, but 8 runs come across, 6 hits, 4 errors, and 3 runners left on base here as we make our way to the top of the second inning. It's 8-0 in favor of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers here on your liveevent.com.
I will be your guiding light, 'cause you don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
The Northern Cass Booster Club is here for all Jaguar students from academics, arts, athletics, and co-curricular activities throughout the school year. You can find more information or become a Northern Cass Booster Club member today by scanning the QR code on screen now, or follow the Northern Cass Booster Club on Facebook for updates throughout the year, or simply search for the Northern Cass Booster Club page on the Northern Cass School website. Go Jags!
Top of the second inning here on yourliveevent.com. Chase Miller with you, as will be Fury, Hoy, and Lemnis due up here for the Enderlin Eagles. And they're playing from behind early on with 4 errors in the top of the first that came back and really hurt the Eagles side of things to try to get out of the inning unscathed, where they were looking to minimize damage maybe to 3 or 4 runs, but instead able to see this come across the board. So Fury, Hoy, and Lemnis again due up for the Enderlin Eagles. Enderlin 2-17 on the season. Oak Grove stands at 5-11. As you'll see, Fury, Hoy, and Lemnis coming on here. The pitch, breaking ball. That'll miss out of the zone. It'll be 1-0. Patted there up the third base line. Brent Engelbretson up the first base line here today for our umpires in the field. This one is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. And this Bjornsson able to get 2 outs early, and then a pair of singles by the Enderlin Eagles. Able to get a ground out of Simbira to get out of the jam. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here to Cole Fury. And the pitch by Bjornsson is going to be hit in the air. That'll go to left. Alvin will camp underneath it for the out, and there's 1 down here in the second. As Gabe Hoy, the sophomore designated hitter, coming up. The Grovers have never made a state Class B baseball tournament for Fargo Oak Grove in their history. Again, never made it. They've been close the last couple of years getting to that championship game. For the Enderlin Eagles, they do have a proud history for Enderlin in terms of their baseball lineage, at times co-oping with Maple Valley and being the Enderlin Maple Valley Falcons. Gabe Hoy, the sophomore designated hitter. 1 ball, no strikes here from the pitch by Bjornsson. Foul back to the netting at 1-1. They had state titles in 1950, 1990, and 1997 here for the Enderlin Eagles. Last time they made the state tournament was 2019 as the co-op with Enderlin Maple Valley, and they made it 3 times as the Falcons, as this one is grounded to the third baseman, Hagvig, with a clean throw across the diamond of the winter. 5-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. Back in 1950, defeated Arthur 12-2. McVale Anita, they defeated in 1990, and they defeated Velva in the state championship 10-9 back in 1997. Lemnis, the senior right fielder, will come on now here for the Enderlin Eagles. As that one will miss for a ball. Going through some of the Enderlin lineup and switching some guys from where they were to where they are now in terms of the adjustments after the bottom of the first, in which Oak Grove again put up 8 runs across on the Bank North scoreboard. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss out of the zone now, 2-0. Win this game, make your way into Saturday afternoon baseball. We're sitting there. Will be the Kindred Vikings at 1 o'clock. I'll be in there for a strike. 2-1. And then it's all about finding ways to just get through the tournament. Talking with coaches, everyone's got a different opinion. It doesn't matter the region or the area, but how you want to go through these tournaments. Some will say, well, once you get to state, if you lose, your chance at a state championship is done. So maybe it should be similar to that way where it's single elim. A lot of coaches don't mind the double elim, but some might say let's wait for the double elimination when you get to 4 teams and not do it with 6 or 8, depending on how your region looks. As Doctor with a throw in time, or did they beat it? In time for the out as Lemnis went for a head-first slide, and that'll go to Winter, 3 up, 3 down here in the top half of this second inning. As we make our way to the bottom of the second, we'll continue with that thought after this. On the Bank North scoreboard, Oak Grove leads it 8-0 over the Eagles.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Bottom of the second inning we go here for the Oak Grove Grovers. It'll be the pitcher in Jack Bjornson. Oak Grove in the first inning sent 14 batters to the plate. 6 hits, 4 Enderlin Eagle errors. As Adargo in relief sees this one. That'll be a strike up the first base side of the foul ball. Eric Olson calling balls and strikes here in our third game of the day in Fargo. That'll miss out of the zone for a ball. It's now 1-1 for Fargo Oak Grove. Number 5 seed, they've kind of been around that 3, 4, 5 the last couple seasons. Off the glove here of the Enderlin Eagle catcher of Clausen, now 2-1. But going back to what we were talking about earlier, if you go back through last season here in Region 1, it was the 7 teams. You had the double elimination. 2-1 pitch is going to be a high grounder. Tough play potentially for the third baseman. Fury, though, makes it look easy. But then on the throw, one hops Ethan Simbira. And rounding first on his way to second, no throw, will be Jack Bjornson as he slides in on the 5th Enderlin Eagle air. I'll maybe give that the announcer's jinx, saying it looked easy as Fury came in at third base. And a tough play sometimes for a third baseman. The freshman able to charge it, but one hop the throw to Ethan Simbira, who couldn't backhand it. As McCullough will come on here. And now a courtesy run on the way here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. But last season with 7 teams in the region with the new addition of the Lisbon Broncos, the 6-7 matchup was the play-in. You automatically were done if you lost the play-in. Then it was double elimination with 6 teams. As this one on the throw will get into center field. So McCullough now will go towards third base. And we'll have the 6th error of the game here for the Enderlin Eagles. So that was a little bit different, not having 8 teams all with a double elimination where you knocked off one less round of kind of that coming back through the system with some arms. You get to this time of the tournament, it's all about finding ways to get through 135 pitches for each respective pitcher, the amount of appearances that you can have, which is 3 throughout the tournament. Just taking a look, you've already played 1 game here in this Region 1 baseball tournament as the 1-1 pitch is upcoming. That'll be hit up the first base side, now down the line, way back to the track, and that one will be out of play past the patio here at Starion Bank Field. It's now 1-2. But just as an example, the winner of this game, you've already played 1 game. This is your second. If you can beat Kindred, that's your third. Then you need to win another game, your fourth, to get into the final 3 left. That would be your fifth. Then you need to beat the championship 6 and 7. So that's how many games you'd have to go and somehow find a way to get quality pitching and hitting along the way, as well as Dietz hits one and fillets one up the first baseline foul. So that first game can really set the table for what the rest of the tournament has in store, as this one misses out of the zone. at 2-2, where the Ball Stars were nearly an out away from upsetting the Central Cass Squirrels and putting them in a position that we just talked about yesterday. This will be hit on the ground towards the shortstop, Gruba. Gruba across to the first baseman, Ethan Simbira, 6-3 on the putout. It's a productive out as McCullough will come in to score. It's now 9-0 on the Bank North scoreboard here for Fargo Oak Grove, and there's one down. Is Foster Lord with a hit by pitch. His last time up, this one will be swung on and miss. It's now 0-1. So just about a matter of, do you want the opportunities for kids to play in postseason meaningful baseball games? As the pitcher in Adargo will go to the first baseman, Simbira. Jammed Foster, 1-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. Or we've able to see certain softball and baseball regions, even with 8 teams, where they will say, okay, the first round is 8 teams, but it's single elimination. Then you go to the double elimination after that with the 4 teams remaining. So if you're a higher seed, if you get upset, you're done, and you don't have a chance to come back through to the rest of the tournament. Similar to how the regional basketball tournaments now shape up in Division A, where you have that first game in the quarters where it's one and done if you lose, as Alvin falls behind the count now 0-2. If you win, well, then you get to the semis. You could lose and still make your way to the state tournament with that qualifier. But when it comes to baseball here this season, first year of 8 teams, everybody making the tournament, playing twice, as this is jammed. Champ for Clausen here. Clausen trying to play the sun in the wind and makes the catch in Adargo with a nice clean inning here on this one. Does give up a run, but then 3 consecutive batters are retired on the play. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, as the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers leave nobody on. As we make our way to the top of the 3rd inning with a new score, it's 9-love in favor of Fargo Oak Grove.
Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Top of the 3rd inning on the Bank North scoreboard. Fargo Oak Grove 9, the Enderlin Eagles scoreless here. Still one more game to go later today with Oaks and the Ball Stars looking past possibly the 7 o'clock hour, depending on how the remainder of this game goes. If it goes the distance or if it goes 5, will change things up just a little bit, as you'll have Diley, Gruba, and Clausen due up here for Enderlin. 9, 1, and 2 batters. 3rd inning of work for Bjornson. As he throws a ball, it's now 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 hours delayed from the first pitch, about 2:15 after the volume of weather that happened in the Kindred game, where you had a Kindred Central Cass delayed for about an hour before the first pitch. Then in the actual game itself, delayed for about 52 minutes between 2 different rain delays, as this one is hit foul, now 1-2. Diley, the sophomore, here is Bjornson. 1 strikeout so far through 8 batters, giving up 2 singles. That was to Simbira and Adargo here in the first. Has retired 4 straight here for the Grovers, as that one just misses on the breaking ball, now 2-2. Next season, we'll see, as every year you might change up the regional brackets just without the coaches and ADs in terms of some of their lineups and thoughts, as this is going to be hit to center. Coming in, though, was Meininger playing a short center field, and Diley is retired. There's 1 down here in the 3rd inning, similar to what we've seen now in Region 1 softball. where this year with 8 teams with the addition of Lisbon, Maple River having that hybrid JV varsity team. Then you have Oaks with Foreman and Gwinner also having a softball program this year, but not participating in the regional. Able to see this season 8 teams make it to Castleton on Saturday, single elimination, then they go double elimination from that from the Region 1 softball portion. As this can be hit up the first base side. This one will have a little carry to it. That'll be a foul ball, says Brent Engelbritson. That's going to be 1-1. Region 2 baseball, a different addition in this year in their bracket. The 3-6, the 4-5 will play each other, and the 1 and 2 earn a bye. That is the same, but instead of the 3-6, 4-5 being double elim, that is a single elimination game. And the reason being, they've talked about just the quality of arms sometimes. By the time you get to the championship, that team that has to go through the loser's bracket just kind of runs out of steam and runs out of arms to kind of get there. As this one has popped up, that'll go foul. It'll be 1 and 2, so the old adage is just isn't always in concrete in terms of how a regional bracket will look from year to year. Could be some tweaks at it, depending on the volume of teams, as Bjornsson gets the strikeout. That's the second time Carson Gruba is punched out, and there's 2 down here in the top of the third as Weston Clausen 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Clausen, the sophomore catcher here for the Eagles, as the wind is picked up a little bit. Bjornsson fires. That'll be out of the zone. It's now 1-0 for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Top of the lineup will be coming up here in the bottom of the third for the third time through. Meidinger, Doctor, and Winter, scheduled batters for the Grovers. 1-0 pitch is going to be hit on the ground. There at third is Hagvig. He bobbles it, throws it across the diamond, and then even on that throw, takes Winter off. So Weston Clausen will reach base here, the first base runner for the Enderlin Eagles, since Adargo got aboard with a single in the first. And that one will be the first error of the game for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. We'll get a courtesy runner coming on, number 15 here for the Enderlin Eagles. As coming on will be Jackson Hoy now. So Hoy stands at first base. Jacob Simbira with a single his last time up as they pay attention to the runner at first. But for the Enderlin Eagles, trying to do what they did in the first inning, get a couple of batters on here with some 2-out base hits potentially with Simbira and Adargo as this one runs out of the zone. It's now 1-0. 5 batters to the plate in the first inning, a 3-up, 3-down second. Fourth batter here for the Eagles in the third. 1-0 pitch, swung on. That'll be 1-1. First error of the game for the Grovers. As you'll see, the Bjornsson here, the pitcher. Work from the stretch. With the 1-1 count upcoming. This one will go all the way to the backstop on the swing and miss, but it will allow the runner in Hoy to get into scoring position here. So it'll be 1-2 to the number 3 batter in the Eagle lineup here to Jacob Simbira. Simbira chokes up on the bat a little bit here for the Eagles, as the conditions throughout the rest of the weekend just look to get a little bit more cooler from what we are experiencing here today, as this is going to be hit foul. At 1-2, just looking at what the forecast has for tomorrow. The Southeast track and field meet has already been postponed. There's a chance of rain from pretty much right when you wake up in the morning throughout the course of the afternoon. High of about 58 degrees. Saturday 47 with blustery conditions. The 1-2 pitch upcoming. Here's Simbira. That will be fouled off, and we'll keep it at 1-2. A game that's 45 minutes old here today. As Hoy takes his lead off a second. Bjornsson swung on a miss as he gets his third strikeout and the second of the inning. There were no runs, no hits, an error, and 1 runner left on base. We played 2.5 today on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Fargo Oak Grove Grovers 9, the Enderlin Eagles scoreless.
To hit the ground with summer lawn and gardening projects, and Mayport Hardware is here to help. Stop by the greenhouse and browse the wide selection of flowers to liven up your yard. From the outdoor power tools of mowers, tillers, and trimmers to the lawn care essentials of seeds, fertilizers, and top-tier gardening tools, let Mayport Hardware transform your yard to where the grass is greener. Come visit Tim, Sue, and the staff at Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
The World of Outlaws late models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws late models. Ada Building Center LLC start to finish showdown. Presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available. ncraceway.com.
Bottom of the third inning we go here on yourliveevent.com. Noah Meininger, Doctor, and Winter, the scheduled batters here. Top of the lineup again for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Currently 9-0 in favor of Oak Grove. As we'll get to our Dakota Heritage Bank in-game updates. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Here's the line score so far here in this one. As Oak Grove 9 runs, 6 hits, and an error. The Enderlin Eagles no runs, 2 hits, and 6 errors here so far today. And earlier in the Region 1 baseball tournament, able to see a 6-5 win for Northern Cass and a 7-3 win for the Central Cass Squirrels. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Now 2-0 on the way here to Noah Meidinger. Meidinger has reached base twice so far here this early afternoon. This one is fisted up the third base line. Adargo's going to glove it in fair territory. Not in time. Infield single on the way. There for Meidinger. Tough one if you're a pitcher. Do you let that roll and try to see if it goes foul or try to glove it? And Adargo nearly got Meidinger at first base. Darned if you do, darned if you don't. Almost in that situation sometimes as a pitcher. Now you're going to have Grayson Doctor to the plate. A single and a walk with a stolen base and a run scored here for the senior. And Doctor smokes one to right. That'll be down and past the glove of Lemnis into right field as that's going to go all the way to the wall. Meininger makes his way to third base. Justin Petrick waves him in. Going to second to third is going to be Doctor, and that one was smoked for another base hit. You'll see the hit by Doctor, the air by Lemnis. Meininger then will make his way all the way from first to home, and he will come in to score. Now it's 10-0 in favor of Fargo Oak Grove. As you'll see the runner at third base here with Doctor. That one has been one of the hardest hit balls of the day so far through 2.5 games here in Fargo. There's a swing here by Zach Winter. Winter with a sacrifice fly his last time up. A double with a run scored with 3 runs driven in so far for the junior first baseman. Sees this one miss low. It's now 1-1. Winter put himself in a nice productive game so far, as has Grayson Doctor. Reached base all 3 times. Top third of the lineup has found a way to get on or have a productive out. And this is a fly ball that might have a chance way back to the wall. This one is up, and this one is a home run here on the way for Zach Winter. Winter got one out to right field, got enough of it, and it's a 2-run shot as Doctor comes in to score. And the hits just keep on coming for the Grovers. It's now 12-0. A single, and a 2-run homer. Winter now with 5 runs driven in for Fargo Oak Grove. As the Grovers' top third of the lineup has 6 runs scored here in this particular game between Meininger, Doctor, and Winter, and there's still nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Butenhoff has reached base twice. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Adargo with a nice spot for a pitch. It's now 0-1. As Adargo sees this on the ground, that'll go to Gruba at short. Gruba, the throw across. Nice toss to Ethan Simbira, 6-3, and there's one down in the bottom of the third inning. As Oliver Hagvig will come up. Hagvig with a single and a run scored back in the first is one of two so far here today. As Adargo looks in to Clausen. I'll miss out of the zone. It's 1-0. Chamberlain in left, Simbira in center. Lemnis in right for your outfielders here for Kevin Bratlin and the Eagles. Fury at third base, Gruba at shortstop, Diley at second, Ethan Simbira at first with Clausen behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Adargo with a 2-0. That'll be in there. Now it's 2-1. Able to split the plate there for Adargo. That's where a pitcher wants to live, low in the zone. 2-1. This one will be foul back now, 2-2. Oak Grove in this particular first 2 innings sent 18 batters to the plate. They've sent 5 so far here in the third. I'll miss out of the zone. Now 3-2. For the Enderlin Eagles in the fourth, they will have their 3, 4, and 5 batters, Adargo, Simbira, and Fury, coming on here for the Eagles. Adargo with the 3-2 popped up. That'll go foul. So we take a look at some of the other regions across the state of North Dakota that we'll have on yourliveevent.com a little bit later on. On Saturday, the Boroughs of Hillsborough Central Valley and the Patriots of Mayport CG will open up the Region 2 baseball tournament in Mayville as Hagvig takes a walk. They get a runner on here in the bottom of the third inning. Winner of that game will play the Thompson Tommies. Also in the Region 2 baseball tournament, you'll see Nelson County against Hatton Northwood at 12:30. The winner will play Larimore later on. That again is the Region 2 baseball tournament on Saturday, scheduled from Mayville State, as this one is fouled with the pitcher of Jack Bjornsson. For more games and schedules, go to our website, yourliveevent.com, or go to our website, R&J Broadcasting. Check out the complete rundown of schedules here for games. As this one runs in, it's 1-1. Region 3 baseball tournament continues on Monday after Carrington defeated Kidder County in Steele earlier in the week in the play-in match. That was yesterday. As the pick throw to first, Ethan Simbira is there. Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley will go up against Carrington at noon on Monday from Lemoore. And then another Region 3 baseball contest. We'll get to it after this one. A C&I single going the other way is Jack Bjornsson. Hagvig will turn the brakes and stay at second here and kind of collides a little bit with the shortstop in Gruba. And we'll see if we get another courtesy runner possibly coming on here for the Grovers. We will. Back to number 31 one more time here for Oak Grove with McCullough. So Region 3 baseball, South Border, New Rockford, Cheyenne on Monday. That'll be at 2 o'clock. Then the loser upcoming of that will go up against Kidder County as well. I'm part of the Region 3 baseball tournament. Kevin Bratling coming on, talking with Adargo here on the mound. Runners at first and second here for the Grovers. 3 runs so far in inning number 3, as we'll see batter number 7 of the inning with Jack Dietz. Dietz with a single. Grounded out his last time up for the senior catcher. Minnesota Twins baseball winners earlier today, but Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton, a little collision. And all of a sudden, one of your bigger paid players is this one will go back into center field on the throw. McCullough will make his way up to second base. Hagvig to third, and this one will be runners now at second and third on the way here after Adargo is trying to throw it back. So runners in scoring position here to Dietz. That'll miss low. It's now 1-0. And both Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton after that hit are in collision protocol moving forward, and the Twins are making their way to Milwaukee for a weekend series with the Brewers. So we've seen the Minnesota Twins kind of use everybody in the last couple of games in Baltimore. Now we'll have to go a little bit deeper to see how long this concussion protocol goes for both Buxton and Correa after they've won 11 straight games, as that one is smothered by Clausen. It's now 2-1. And after the horrendous month of April, it is crazy to think the Minnesota Twins are 4 games above 500. 2-1 is going to be hit on the line. That'll be down in front of the left fielder in Chamberlain. A runner will come in. This one gets by Chamberlain, and Coach Petrick says, come on in as well for McCullough. So Hagvik comes in to score. Then McCullough will come in on the air by the left fielder Chamberlain. Dietz will go from first to second base, as now it's 14-0 in favor of the Oak Grove Grovers, and looks like Kevin Bratlin will come out and make a pitching change potentially here. It's 14-0 in favor of Fargo Oak Grove. We'll let you know about the changes when we come back with still 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Well, we got a flurry of changes as Ethan Simbira now will come on and pitch against Foster Lord, missing for a ball. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss, or in there for a strike, excuse me. 1-1. So you have one Simbira now in left field. Gruba makes his way to center, as this one is out of the zone. Lemnis was currently in right. Now it's going to be in left field here with Chamberlain. So Chamberlain goes to right field here, as this is going to be foul tipped for a strike. Now 2-2. From there, Lemnis at first base. Diley stays at second. Adargo goes back to short. Fury at third, and then Clausen at first base. So kind of a change a little bit of the first baseman and some outfielders moving around. The 2-2 by Ethan Simbira. That'll be out of the zone. Work the count full now to 3-2. Runner at second base here is Dietz. 14-11 your score. 14-0. It's 14 runs on 11 hits, as this one is going to be a walk, and Ulvin will climb aboard. So Ethan Simbira gives up a walk here. And for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, they're into the point where a mercy rule very much is in play right now. But you want to still put the ball in play, force the defense to make a play behind you, and see if you can keep adding on runs. You're just never sure if the other team can maybe have an inning in their own right of 4 or 5 runs. So up by 14 right now here in the bottom of the third inning for Fargo Oak Grove. As this one will miss for a ball, it's 1-1. Still one more game to go. Also, we'll get to our post-game show brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway as well. 1-1 pitch will come in and hit him. Dietz will take third base. Foster Lord will be at second. Alvin was hit by a pitch. And now we'll have another batter coming up to the plate here by the name of Noah Meidinger. Meidinger, fourth time through the lineup here for Fargo Oak Grove. So base is full of Grovers and nowhere to put the leadoff center fielder in Meidinger. Simburas come on with a walk and a hit by pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 0-1. Grovers took full advantage of 4 errors in the first inning as they were able to add on to it with those 8 runs. That'll be out of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the throw back is going to be played there by Adargo at shortstop. The Enderlin Eagles here. 13 state tournament appearances in program history is just Enderlin. And they got 3 of them with Enderlin Maple Valley as well. So 16 times they've been to state. Enderlin just by themselves was 2001 the last time they made it. And they had a nice little stretch with Enderlin Maple Valley most recently making to state back in 2019. This one in there for a strike, gets 2-2. And now the co-op of Maple Valley and the Hope Page School Districts makes Maple River as their softball team is in Region 1, but baseball with how the lines and districts up in Region 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count, nowhere to put Meidinger. See if Simbura can force Noah to put the bat in the zone here and in play and see if the defense can help you out behind you. Able to do so. They get the throw by Fury across. Run does come in to score to make it 15-0, but they get the second out. So a productive out for Meininger. 5-3 on the putout. Dietz comes in to score. Foster Lord at third base. Olvin stands at second. As you'll see, Grayson Doctor, a couple of singles and a walk with 2 runs scored so far here today for the senior. Doctor will see this out of the zone. It's 1-0. 2 down here again in the inning. The 1-0 pitch. That'll miss. Now 2-0. It's Doctor. Well, the hitter's count takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's now 2-1. Going back to the Minnesota Twins, just the abysmal April they had. I don't think anybody saw 11 straight wins in a row coming, as this one is going to be fisted towards the first baseman who gloves it on one hop. Lemnis, 3 unassisted, but another 6 runs come across and another 4 errors in the innings. There are 5 hits and a couple more left on base here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers as well. As we make our way to the top of the 4th inning, it's 15-0 Oak Grove on your liveevent.com.
More at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Top of the fourth inning we go here on YourLiveEvent.com. 4, 5, and 6 batters, Adargo, Ethan, Simbira, and Fury. It's 1-0 here to Orion, who hit a single his last time up back in the first. That was a best chance for the Enderlin Eagles to do some damage in a 2-out rally after Jacob Simbira and Orion Adargo, a couple singles. They were able to make their way to second and third before being stranded there. It's now 2-0. This one's going to be hit foul and hit Orion in the batter's box. It's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to the cleanup batter for the Enderlin Eagles. In a game that's gone over an hour and now 8 minutes and counting here in the top of the fourth. Bjornsson with the 1-2, got him out in front, pulls the string, now 2-2. As the lights have been on for a few hours after the first game with Lisbon and Northern Cass here at Starion Bank Field. Continue to see, for the most part, overcast skies here today in Fargo. 2-2 again on the way. Payoff pitch upcoming by Bjornsson. That'll miss the zone. It's now 3-2. As Adargo will try to get on board here. Just 2 hits for the Enderlin Eagles so far, both back in the first inning. 3-2 pitch swung on, and Bjornsson gets his 4th strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. He struck out 3 of the last 4 batters, and there's 1 down here in the 4th. Broadcasting today from the Farmers Union Insurance David Bergman Agency broadcast booth, with locations servicing both the Foreman and Gwinner locations. Foreman and Oaks, Gwinner, and the surrounding communities of Farmers Union Insurance with David Bergman Agency. As this is going to be hit right back up the middle. Ethan Simbira with a single here for the Enderlin Eagles on 1 pitch, and there's a runner on here in the top of the 4th. For more information and get in contact with David Bergman, call 701-724-6252. And again, 724-6252. Not all products are underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance. That's Farmers Union Insurance with David Bergman Agency, servicing the Foreman, Oaks, and surrounding communities. As coming out here will be Ethan Simbira, as coming in for the courtesy runner now for the Enderlin Eagles. As Jackson Hoy will come on for Enderlin. Cole Fury takes a look up the third base line with a runner on with 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. This one will be a strike whip throw. Sliding back is going to be Hoy at 0-1. Right now for Enderlin, you got to take the game as if you got 5 outs remaining. So just finding ways to get base runners on is the name of the game from the Eagle perspective. Try to cut into that deficit a little bit here in the top of the 4th inning. See if you can get it under 10 as this one hops the catcher. Going to second base here will be Hoy. It's now 1-1. Able to get all the games in yesterday, and with where it looks right now, hoping to get the remainder of this one and our last one in here tonight. Get the first 2 rounds. As this will come in jam and go into the net now 1-2, as we will, after the conclusion of this game and the Tornadoes and the Ball Stars, we will go from 8 teams remaining in the region down to 6. Then after Saturday, we will go from 6 to 3 teams left. As this one will come in and hit him right in the numbers. Colt Fury will get aboard. Runners at first and second now here for Enderlin. As Gabe Hoy will come in now for the Enderlin Eagles. To get Enderlin with a chance here in the 4th inning. That one will run in. Best opportunity since the first They're trying to play to run here against Jack Bjornson, who's gone 3 1/3 so far. Giving up 3 hits. First free bag that he's given up with 4 strikeouts. This one's going to be hit. That's into left. Alvin will come on here. They'll go station to station here. And now bases are full of Eagles on the top of the 4th inning. Hoy to third, Fury to second. First time the Enderlin Eagles had the bases loaded here against Bjornson. Now it's to Lemnis. As we'll have a new batter to the plate for the Enderlin Eagles, as they will bring on Caleb Maggio now here for Enderlin. First time we're seeing Caleb have a chance with the bases full. First pitch swinging. This one is going to be a grounder that'll go back to the pitcher. They'll get the run at home. Trying to get the double play in time is Maggio hustling up the first base side. Bjornson to Dietz. And reaching base on a fielder's choice is Maggio. Hoy is retired at home. Fury goes to third, and then Gabe Hoy will make his way to second. Nearly got the double play to get out of the inning, but there's 2 down. Diley flew out to the center fielder Meininger his last time up, and now we'll see a runner coming on here for the Enderlin Eagles for Maggio. Number 14 coming in here for as Braden Lemnis will be coming on now. Number 9 batter will take a strike. It's 0-1. 6 batters to the plate here for the Enderlin Eagles, the most that they've seen against Bjornson. After Bjornson had a 3-up, 3-down second. 4 batters in the third and 5 batters back in inning number 1. The 0-1 pitch going to be hit right back up the middle. Sliding and can't make the play is Doctor. And a run will come into score in then a second after it gets underneath the glove of Meininger. So 2 runs are in here for the Enderlin Eagles. And now it's a 15-2 contest, and they cut into that deficit indeed here in the top of the 4th. Hit right back up the middle there for Diley to drive in the run. As coming into score is going to be Fury alongside with Gabe Hoy. Lemnis will be at second base here. Runners at first and second. And after they went underneath the glove of Meininger, that allowed the second run to come in on the air. So 15-2 right now with Carson Gruba at the plate, who's 0 for 2. Gruba will take a ball outside. It's 1-0. As Gruba will try to do something similar to what Diley did. Just trying to get a base knock up the middle, keep the line moving here for the Enderlin Eagles. This one will be hit to right. That'll be down for a base knock in front of the right fielder, Butenhoff. Butenhoff with the throw. Here's the relay. Not going to be in time as coming in to score. From second base will be Lemnis. Diley goes first to third. It's an opposite field single RBI hit for Gruba. And the Eagles with 3 runs across here in the top of the 4th inning. Still 2 down, but for Enderlin, 6 straight batters have found a way to get on base. Single, hit by pitch, single, fielder's choice, single, and a single here for the Eagles. Runners at the corners with 2 down with Weston Clausen. Well, we said earlier in the inning, it's all about finding batters and getting runners on. This one's a pop-up. The catcher will run out of room there with Dietz. It's 0-1. 8th batter here for the Eagles, and they've done just that. Got runners on, got runners in. And now for Enderlin, trying to get that 4th run across at least here. Down by 15 against the Grovers coming into the inning. For Old Grove, in the 4th, they will have their 3, 4, and 5 batters coming up to the plates with Zach Winter to lead things off. Here's the 0-1 from Bjornson. That'll be hit on the ground to the second baseman. Wendable flips it to Doctor for 6 to retire the side. But 3 runs come across in the inning on 4 hits. There was an error with 2 runners left on base. As we make our way to the bottom half of the frame, it's a new score. Oak Grove 15, Enderlin 3 on your liveevent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning we go here on yourliveevent.com. A 15-3 score here in the bottom half of the inning. Winter, Butenhoff, and Hagvig. Zach Winter has had himself a nice performance. 5 runs driven in. A 2-run homer his last time up to right. And this one is foul. It's now 0-1. Junior first baseman putting in for a player of the game kind of performance here today for Oak Grove. It was the lefty Ethan Simbira. Able to get a swing and miss by Winter. It's now 0-2. Coverage got underway back at 11 o'clock this morning here on yourliveevent.com for our first game between Northern Cass and Lisbon. The 0-2 pitch, a little swing hit down the left field line, but that'll go foul. Going back to see how the Jags able to fare with a 6-5 win over Lisbon Broncos, comeback fashion, 3 runs in the 6th. Trey Huzar with the go-ahead RBI single. Central Cass also comeback fashion in the 6th inning with 6 runs after trailing 3-1, winning 7-3. Jake Thompson with a 2-run homer to tie things up at 3 apiece. As this one able to go right to the second baseman off the bounce on the hop, but beating it will be an infield single on the way here for Winter. Runner aboard, 12th hit of the game for Oak Grove. Elliot Butenhoff coming up to the plate. As Butenhoff has reached base twice here today for Forgo Oak Grove. As Simbura looks back, the runner, this one will be hit to right. There's going to be Chamberlain. Chamberlain goes into the corner, and he will run out of real estate. This will be 0-1. So as it stands right now, if it's still a 12-run lead going into the top of the 5th, the Mercy Rule would be implied if the Grovers could get 3 outs before Enderlin gets a couple of runs. But that is barring if Oak Grove can get some runs across and add to it here, then there'll be more of a hill to climb for the Eagles in the top of the 5th. As this one will be popped. The first baseman able to make a complete 360 and come in with it and make the catch. Lemnis able to get the out, and there's one down. As Hagvig here has reached base twice with 2 runs coming in, one time by McCullough. As we see the pitch on the way. Excuse me, swing, another chance for the first baseman, Lemnis, with the pop out, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Jack Bjornsson here. Bjornsson, a single his last time up in the 3rd for the Grovers. The Grovers have scored in every inning so far. 8 runs in the 1st, a run in the 2nd, 6 runs in the 3rd. As you'll see Simbura 1 out away from getting the bats up to the plate here for Enderlin. Good off-speed pitch in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. Umpiring crew calling balls and strikes. Eric Olson, Pat Adair up the third baseline. Brent Ingebrigtsen up at first. 0-1, that'll miss out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Throughout the weekend here, we'll keep you apprised of all the events going on for high school and prep sports. EDC baseball scheduled for next weekend. The same for EDC softball. Last season, EDC softball was scheduled to be at Mickelson, but then with the weather, they had to move it to Castleton with the all-turf field. They got all the games in there. The first day was similar like this. A lot of rain, a lot of lightning. They got 1 game in and had to play 6 straight the following day. As that one is in their 4th strike, it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way here to Bjornsson. Simbira with the payoff pitch. This one will get by the catcher and Clausen going to second base. Here will be Winter, and that will be a full count. As the next couple of weeks, state tournaments from golf to girls soccer to state track and field next weekend. Baseball, softball, all will be in the mix. The 3-2 will miss out of the zone, and Jack will get aboard. As he'll be at first base now for the Grovers. We'll get a runner to come into the game here for Jack one more time. It's coming on in here for Oak Grove will be McCullough. So McCullough will come on again yet for Bjornsson. As you'll see, the catcher in Dietz, who's got a pair of singles today with a run scored. Last time up, will deliver a strike. It's now 0-1. Batter number 5 in the inning here against Ethan Simbira. As the Grovers trying to get at least one of those 3 runs back from the Enderlin Eagles. The top half of the frame as Dietz falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. I'll be out of the zone now. 1-2. So Winter stands at second base. And a swing and a miss. As that will be a strikeout. The second one of the game for the Enderlin pitchers. And you're able to get no runs coming across with 1 hit, no runs, and 2 runners left on base as we make our way on the Bank North scoreboard to the top end of the 5th inning. It's Oak Grove 15, the Enderlin Eagles 3.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Did you know that there are several different types of crop hail insurance policies? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We at Irie Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
Top of the 5th inning we go here on the Bank North scoreboard. Northern Cass picked up a win earlier today. Also picking up a win earlier today. Central Cass and Fargo Oak Grove is 3 outs away right now with the run rule of trying to add to it. Unless the Enderlin Eagles can score a couple runs here and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 0-1 as Jack Bjornsson has worked 4 innings. Continuing on the mound now, it's 0-2 here to Jacob. 3, 4, 5 batters again for the Enderlin Eagles. Next game will be starting just after 7 o'clock with how this one could potentially finish. If we don't get to the bottom half of the 5th inning, no balls and 2 strikes. And just today it has a whole different feel between our first game where it was warm, sunny, humid, overcast skies. This one is swung on a miss. Bjornsson gets strikeout number 5, and there's one down here at the top of the 5th. As you'll see, Adargo coming up here for the Eagles. First game, again, felt like summer. Second game, felt like spring with the rain. This one has a more hint of fall to it. As we'll have 1-0 on the way here with Orion Adargo. A single today, 1 of 2 so far here in this game, which means the next one with Oaks and the Ball Stars got to feel like winter to get all 4 seasons. There's the 1-0. It's now 1-1 on the way. Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway, the Red River Valley Speedway. We'll hear from a victorious player. That and more still to come. The 1-1, that'll miss. It's now 2-1. And we'll get you ready for the Tornadoes and the Ball Stars. 2-1 on the way, upcoming here from Bjornsson as Jack winds and delivers. That'll miss in the turf. It's now 3-1. Next game scheduled after the next one between the Ball Stars and the Tornadoes is Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning with Northern Cass and Central Cass in the Region 1 baseball tournament. Here at Starion Bank Field, in there for a strike by Bjornsson. It's now 3-2. Saturday, fingers crossed, will hopefully be a busy day. 3-2 pitch is going to be hit, and that's through to left. Alvin will come in, make the play, and Adargo gets aboard with his second single of the game. As this one will be in there for a base knock. As now it's Ethan Simbira, who's 1 of 2 today, was courtesy run for by Hoy, who was stranded at third his last time up in inning number 4. Well, for the Enderlin Eagles here, a boop and a blast, you never know. Might get things going to the bottom of the 5th. 7 hits so far. This one will be missing out of the zone. It's now 1-0. As the pitch goes over the glove and underneath the glove of Bjornsson. As we'll see it here. The dimensions, Starion Bank Field, 315 down the left and right field line, 355 into the gaps, and 385 to straightaway center. 1-0 is going to be hit to straightaway center in front of the center fielder, Meidinger, and the Enderlin Eagles with a couple of base knocks here. Able to see this for their 8th hit of the game. And now you'll have runners at first and second, and we'll see a runner in here for Enderlin number 4 coming into this one here for the Eagles. As we'll see into the game. As the Enderlin Eagles we'll see Finger coming on here at first base. Here's the pitch. Going to be hit, and that's a base knock into left. Left fielder will play it in quickly with Olvin, and 3 singles in a row, and the Eagles are indeed keeping the base pass full of Enderlin Eagles here in the 5th inning, as it's now going to be to Gabe Hoy. Fargo here today was about 78 degrees for a high at one point, but that was about as humid as it was going to get. Currently right now 62 degrees, wind blowing in. Haven't looked at the radar in a while, which has been a good thing. A lot of storms north of Highway 2 up in Grand Forks. A lot of yellow, orange, and some red in that neck of the woods as Hoy takes a strike. It's 0-1. Some rain near the Aberdeen and Watertown area. The 0-1 pitch is fisted. Here comes the first baseman, Winter. He's going to call it off, and that's the second out. This will be now to the Enderlin Eagles' final out here in the frame. As you're starting to see some rain circle back a little bit from Mobridge, Bismarck, making its way to Aberdeen and Watertown, almost in that hurricane effect. So the question was in the press box, will any more rain come here today? The hope was no, but just never know if maybe something will pop up throughout the course of the next few hours. As this one misses out of the zone for a ball, it's 1-0 to Lemnis. Maggio came up to the plate for Braden last time on the pinch hit variety, reached base on a fielder's choice. Lemnis would eventually courtesy run for him and come in and score. 1-0 pitch is foul back, and it's 1-1. Bases full of Eagles, top of the fifth. Enderlin down to their final out and final 2 strikes potentially here unless Lemnis can shoot one through the infield and get the merry-go-round going here for the Eagles. Grover's 1 out away from winning in 5 after losing in 5 yesterday. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. As the Grover faithful making some noise here in Fargo. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way to the number 8 batter in the lineup here for the Enderlin Eagles. Bjornsson with the 1-2. Swung on and miss, and that'll do it. Bjornsson gets his 6th strikeout of the contest, and the Oak Grove Grovers have won this game in an hour in 32 minutes. The Oak Grove Grovers, 12 runs, make that 15 runs, 12 hits. They had 2 errors for the Enderlin Eagles, 3 runs, 9 hits. The Enderlin Eagles would finish here in this one by our count with 10 errors here in this contest. Bjornsson picks up the win. Jacob Simbira picks up the loss. We're back after this with our postgame show on yourliveevent.com.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws Nos Energy Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
High school baseball here today on yourliveevent.com. 15-3 as, again, the Oak Grove Grovers pick up the win on the Bank North scoreboard. 8 runs in the first, a run in the second, 6 runs in the third inning here as they played 15 runs across. The Enderlin Eagles with 3 runs in the 4th inning on our postgame show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. Here in this one, Norman County Raceway with races in Ada coming up here throughout the week on Thursday nights, while the Red River Valley Speedway with local races on Friday nights upcoming here on yourliveevent.com. Norman County Raceway, check out their website by simply checking them out here on yourliveevent.com by going to their website, normancountyraceway.com. While the Red River Valley Speedway, you can also check out the website at redrivervalleyspeedway.com as well. We'll take one more break as Mr. Zach Winter is popping on the headsets here. We'll talk about the 2-run home run back in the third, that and more as well, as the Grovers are moving on with the 15-3 win as we continue after this here on the postgame show.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And right on cue, our Dakota Heritage Bank pre- and post-game interviews join us here from the Fargo Oak Grove perspective is Zach Winter. And Zach, for you just to pick up this particular win as we bring the camera down a little bit, just take us through, 8 runs in the first inning. How does that fuel and drive a team for the rest of the game when Enderlin gave you an extra out or two and you guys took full advantage of it there in the first sec?
Yeah, being able to get those hits and getting all those runs in the first inning is really nice. Builds a lot of momentum, and then we just built on from there.
Take us through that 2-run homer, just kind of what's going through your mind, what was going through that at bat, and that 2-run homer back in the third inning.
So first swing, just pulled my head, missed it right, and then second swing I got a good hit on it, just went over.
Able to use the win to your advantage a little bit as well. Jack Bjornson, 5 innings of work, 6 strikeouts. What did you see from him to go the distance? And particularly in any tournament, obviously having pitchers get volume innings, how big was that moving forward?
Yeah, having Jack B being able to throw strikes is really makes the inning go faster, makes it a lot more fun. I think it was definitely really good.
Able to have a couple of guys in front of you, but let's talk about the senior Grayson Doctor. Just kind of what does he mean to the club and the senior class in general here this season, Zach?
Grayson's got a lot of passion. He loves baseball. So if you're doing anything wrong, he'll make sure you know. And he's just got a love for baseball, and it's really fun playing with him.
Final thing for me as you get ready for the Vikings, hopefully at 1 o'clock, you won't hopefully have to sit around as long as you had to sit here today, but what's the one thing that you guys are getting ready to bring to the table when you get ready to come back to this field on Saturday afternoon?
We just need to cut down errors. That's a really big killer for us. We just need to do that, and we should be able to pull off a win.
Hey, Zach, congratulations on the win. We'll let you go enjoy this one. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Again, Zach Winter with us on the postgame show. We'll continue after this here from Fargo.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, some of the particulars here in this one. We just heard from our Enbridge Energy player of the game, Zach Winter. 5 runs driven in. He was able to get a double, a single, a 2-run homer, just a triple shy of the cycle with a sacrifice fly. Every time Zach came up to the plate, he had base runners on, and he did some damage with it as well. Zach Winter is our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. Our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest is Jack Bjornson. When he can go 5 innings in a tournament and you able to throw shutout baseball through 4 of them, outside of Enderlin having 1 productive inning in the 4th, scoring 3 runs. Jack Bjornson are playing the game, the pitching, getting 5 quality innings here for Coach Justin Petrick here in this game for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Go to Agassi Precision Eggs website. That's planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc, planterdoc.com. Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. And our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection here in this is the simply put the at-bats that they were able to get in the first inning upcoming, as they were able to plate 14 batters in the first inning, and they connected on 8 runs, 4 hits, 8 runs, 6 hits on 4 Enderlin Eagle errors, and they left the bases loaded. That is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, getting 14 runners to the plate in the first inning. Go to halsteadtel.com. That again is halsteadtel.com. As we continue on the post-game show here today, Carson Gruba goes 1 of 2. Weston Clausen goes 0 for 3. Jacob Simbira 1 of 3. Orion Dargo 2 for 3. Ethan Simbira goes 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Cole Fury 1 of 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Gabe Hoy goes 1 of 3 with a run scored. Lemnis 0 for 2. Maggio 0 for 1. And Diley 1 of 2. Noah Meininger here in this one would finish in the game 2 of 3 with a couple of runs scored. Grayson Doctor able to go 2 of 3 with a couple runs scored. Winter, as we mentioned, was a base hit away from getting the triple. 5 runs driven in. Butenhoff able to get on base twice. He goes 0 for 3 today. And then Hagvig would finish 1 of 3 today with a single and a walk. Jack Bjornsson able to get on base all 3 times. Jack Dietz with 2 singles here in this one. He goes 2 for 4. Foster Lord 0 for 1, but with a walk and a hit by pitch and a run scored. And Alvin here in this one, hit by pitch, reach base on an error in the first with a run scored, goes 0 for 2 here today. Again, your final on the Bank North scoreboard, it's 15-3 Oak Grove. They will go on and advance and play the Kinder Vikings coming up at 1 o'clock on Saturday. While on the opposite side, the Enderlin Eagles season comes to an end at 2-18 on the year. So the Grovers advance to play Kindred again on Saturday at 1 o'clock. The winning pitcher, Jack Bjornsson, losing pitcher, again in Jacob Simbira. This is our post-game show brought to you in part by Red River Valley Speedway and Norman County Raceway. Coming up next, the Oaks Tornadoes and the Ball Stars are on the corner here on your liveevent.com.